If you clicked on this video, then you're interested in learning how to eliminate thousands of dollars in debt in just 5 simple steps. Today, I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps my client took to eliminate over $5,000 in debt by using the strategic combination of a HELOC and a 0 APR to pay off his high interest debt. So my client had 2 credit card debts with an interest rate of 27.99. Insane. And the total amount of the debt was $8,389, and he was paying about $150 per card each month, so $300 a month. At that interest rate, he would have been stuck with this debt for about 4 years and paid a total of $5,384 in interest alone. To solve this problem, I had him take out a HELOC, and he used the HELOC to pay off both cards. By moving the debt from a 27.99 interest rate to the 10.47% HELOC rate, he immediately started saving on interest. Instead of paying $5,384, he would end up paying $1,270 under the HELOC. And that's a total savings of $4,114 just by making this one move that he had available to him. And instead of paying for 4 years, he would be done with this debt in 2.9. So 2 years and 9 months. But we didn't stop there.
There's more in there.
While the 10.47% interest rate was a win compared to the 27.99, I knew I could eliminate the interest rate completely, and he would save that additional $1,270. I had my client apply for a 0 APR credit card with a 21-month promotional period. Once they were approved, we transferred the balance from the HELOC to the new credit card, completely eliminating any interest payments. I want to explain why this is so important. He went from having a 27.99 interest rate to 0. He went from having a debt that he was going to be paying for 4 years to paying it off in 21 months, not even 2 years. He went from having to pay $13,778. That's what he would have ended up paying. He left these debts with the credit cards, right? He went from that $13,778 to only paying $8,389. That is that complete $5,384 in savings. And he did this in 5 steps in a matter of maybe a week. Completely switched the trajectory of what his debt was going to look like. And I want to give you a little perspective. When he would send in the $150 payment to the credit cards every month, $94 of that was going to the interest, and $55 of that was going to the principal.
Yikes.
So when you ask yourself why you can't make a dent on your debt, that is why. It's actually pretty disgusting, but it doesn't have to be that way. There are so many ways around it and so many strategies and plans that you can put in place to save you thousands. So if you qualify for a HELOC, have a decent credit score, and can apply for a 0 APR credit card, this strategy can really help you reduce the amount of interest rate you're paying, free up some cash flow, and help you eliminate your debt much faster. The key with this strategy though is discipline. Now this client was able to up their monthly payment to $400 a month, meaning that he will completely pay off the debt in that 21-month period. But as we know from my previous video, if you cannot increase the monthly payment that you've been making, you can still take advantage of this strategy. You'll just have one extra step, and that'll be at the end of this promotional period, you'll apply for another 0 APR credit card and transfer whatever balance is left to that credit card. And that means that you'll still not be paying interest on this debt. So it might take you a little bit longer, a few more months, but you're still saving over $5,000. If you want to understand more in detail how this works, watch my previous video linked below. Now, let's break down the strategy step by step so you can see exactly how this strategy is implemented. Step 1, you're going to access your current debt. In my client's case, This was $8,389 in credit card debt with an interest rate of 27.99. Step 2, apply for a HELOC. My client qualified for a 10.47% rate on their HELOC, which is much lower than that credit card interest rate of 27.99. Step 3, use the HELOC to pay off your high interest credit cards. This allowed my client to immediately start saving on interest. Instead of that $5,384, we're now paying a fraction of that, which was $1,270. Step 4, apply for a 0 APR credit card. Once approved, transfer the balance from the HELOC to the credit card. Step 5, aggressively pay off the debt. With a 0 APR for a promotional period, now you have no interest to worry about and you can pay off the debt much, much faster. I just want to break down the numbers one more time so you can understand the amount of savings that this strategy took. And it was those simple 5 steps I just listed. Listen, my client went from potentially having to pay $13,778 to paying $8,389, saving a total of $5,384. Okay, he went from a 27.99 interest rate to 0. No money going towards interest, no money going to the bank. It's just going towards your debt. And what would have taken him 4 years and a month to pay off is now going to take him 21 months, not even 2 years. So this is kind of a no-brainer. As long as you qualify for a HELOC, you have a decent credit score where you can apply for a 0 APR credit card, this strategy is something that you also could use. This just goes to show how important it is to have a strategic plan on how to attack debt, because it's going to get you out of debt so much faster and save you so much money in the process. So many people hold themselves back because they just don't know who to go to, where to look, how to go about it, right? And the simple fact is that without a plan, not only in finances, really in anything, you're just wandering and you're gonna miss a lot of things, right? So the first step is having a plan. Usually people that I talk to think that things are much worse than they actually are, you know, like it's never gonna end. They think that the little things like buying their daily coffee is what's keeping them in debt. And it's things like this. It's this $5,000 that you would have spent not having a plan. That's the things you need to look at. The interest rates, right? And how to get around it. Not your $7 coffee every morning. That's not going to make you or break you. But eliminating this interest rate, this $5,000, that's a big deal. Get a plan. Talk to somebody. You just need to be informed and you need a plan. I hope this video helped. Try your best not to stress about finances. It's usually not as bad as it seems. If you have questions about any other debt strategies and ways to pay off debt, put them in my comments and I can reply back, or I can even make a video to answer any questions you might have.